Hey, I'm Heather, and this is Shanti, and this is the Pono Board Trainer Basics. So welcome. We are going to give you an overview of the Pono board, as well as alignment guidelines for basic postures that you may use in a Pono board class of your own. There are a couple safety features that we would like to bring to your attention regarding your Pono board. Number one, we do not recommend ever jumping on or off of the Pono board for a couple different reasons. One, your board could move, and we would hate for you to fall down. And number two, if you jump too heavily on the board, it could bottom out. So again, we do not recommend that you jump on or off of your Pono board. The balls underneath the Pono board are what provide the instability. So use the pump that comes with your board to change the pressure inside the balls, and as you do that, you will feel the instability change. We also recommend that you do not step on the edges of your Pono board, and here is why. Check this out. Oh no! So this guy, if you step on the edge of it, it will flip up, and we would hate for you to get hurt using your board. So every time you step up on top of your board, make sure that your whole heel is up on the board. You can certainly step out to the edges, but we don't recommend, again, stepping onto the edge of the board because it could flip up and hit you. Shanti's gonna step up. I want you to always make sure that your entire heel is on the board, never heels hanging off of the back. Great, awesome. Basic alignment in a neutral stance, feet directly underneath the hips. Lift up through the arch of your foot. Feel strength in your legs. Collect your navel in and up. The front of the rib cage gently pulls back. Shoulders engaged. Chin lifted up off the chest, and ears gently pulled back over your shoulders. Awesome. So this is Shanti's neutral spine alignment. This is the safest and strongest position of your spine. So every time you begin and end an exercise, it's a great idea to come here. Yes? Awesome. All right, so we have a narrow or a neutral width squat. Bend your knees, drop your booty down, reach your hands forward. Let's just go for neutral alignment, thumbs to the sky. Great. So in your squat, we would love to see you track your knees in line with about your second to middle toe. Booty comes down low enough that you're feeling thigh, hamstring, glute engagement. Maintain neutral spine here, so no rounding of the low back and no extreme arch. Again, ribs collected, arm bones engaged. Now there's lots of different arm positions that you can do in a narrow width squat. You can reach your arms up. Awesome, beautiful. You can reach your arms to the side in a T. I'm gonna watch out so I don't get smacked. Awesome, good. You can put hands on hips, perfect. Or hands down to the side. I want you to go in bad alignment right here and look forward. So see how Shanti just jutted her chin out and looked up? We want you, when you squat, to have proper alignment and to let your gaze fall diagonally forward and ears continue to draw back in line with shoulders. Awesome, stand tall and drop down. Let's just do 3 squats, lifting arms up overhead. Yeah, awesome. So Shanti's gaze is forward as she stands, and her gaze drops diagonally down. Great. Stand at the top of the board, step your feet wide. Now everybody's pelvis is a little bit different. You may find, or your clients may find, that you need to have a slight turnout of your foot, which is totally possible on top of the board. Using this wider stance squat, same deal. I want you to bend your knees, drop your booty down, reach your hands forward. Again, nothing else has changed with alignment. Knees still track in line with second to middle toe. Thighs and seat are engaged. Abdominal wall is strong. Rib cage collected back and gaze comes down. So I want you to do 3 of those just up and down. Lots of different options for arms. Perfect, great, beautiful. All right, come back into your narrow stance. And actually, let's step off of the board. All right, shake out your legs. Using the lunge on the board, step forward with your right foot. Great, extend your left foot back and come onto the ball mound of your foot. Before we drop down into a split squat or an athletic style lunge, square your pelvis. The front hip gently pulls back hip gently pulls forward. All of those alignment cues still remain. Nice deep breath, and then bend both knees to about a 90-degree angle. Knee tracks over ankle in line with second to middle toe. Back knee is about underneath the back hip. Ribs collected. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. Ears gently pulled back. From here, tons of variations that you can do again with the arms. Arms can reach forward. Engage top of arm bone into shoulder socket. Arms can lift overhead. You can always cue the pivot of the pinkies in, which will help clients soften shoulder blades down their back. Breathe, you can go up, little pulses. Nice, you can do a full all the way up to straight legs and back down. Nice, moving into a balance pose, we can take a lunge to a single knee lift. Nice, step back into your lunge with control. Always cue a little scissor of the inner thighs to help with any wiggly wobbly. Back up into that balance. Awesome, and step your foot down back onto the board. Nice. Alternating lunges on the board. So the board is obviously going to give you some instability. That's why we're using it. Find your alignment first. Squeeze inner thighs, lift up through your pelvic floor. Step back with one foot, whichever one you want to go with. Find that 90-90 lunge. Do it, yeah. So hands can be on hips, out to a side, overhead. Good, 90-90 lunge. Back up on top of the board. Nice. Find alignment, then step back again. Awesome, step up on top. Perfect, one more time each side. Great. Obviously Shanti's a pro, so it's a piece of cake for her. But if you feel, maybe drop down into a lunge and just mimic what we see with clients sometimes. You know, this wiggly wobbly. Arms out to the side will help balance. Squeeze inner thighs, tighten abdominal wall. And that should help to bring things into a more stable split squat or athletic style stance. Awesome, good, step back off the board. Let's move through a plank progression. There's a couple different ways that we recommend doing planks using the board, either hands on the board or feet on the board. We'll start with hands on the board, and I'm actually gonna turn the board to the side here. Great, Shanti, stand behind the board. Nice, take a nice big inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands shoulder distance apart. She'll bend her knees to accommodate her hamstrings. Nice, step your feet back. Beautiful. So in plank, we want fingers spread wide, front of the shoulder aligned with the wrist crease, crown of the head reaches forward, back of the head gently presses up. So what you will see a lot in a plank is a tucked chin, looking at toes, which totally kills neck alignment, or the opposite, looking way up, crunching the back of the neck. We want to keep a nice long cervical spine, your neck. So another correction that we often see is this deep roundness in the upper back. And while this isn't necessarily wrong, it's not exactly a neutral spine. So you can correct this by telling people to soften their heart gently towards the floor, engage upper arm bone into shoulder socket. From here, we want to maintain the natural curvature of the spine. So hug abdominal wall up. I love the cue of a fish hook through the belly button and a gentle tug of belly button up to spine. Squeeze the butt. Lift the backs of the thighs to the ceiling. Stack your toes directly underneath your heels and hug your calves towards one another. Planks are hard. You're working almost all 640 muscles. So a great option for customization is knees down, heels up to your seat. Nothing else has changed. We still have this beautiful long line from crown of head down to tail. Awesome. So this is a great way to still work the plank, but give an option if people just find being up on their toes too difficult. Let's work through some push-up options real fast. So I'm gonna have Shanti straighten her legs, come back up to the balls of her feet, up into a high plank. Walk your hands out to the edges of the board. So an athletic style push-up, we want to maintain the straight body line. Shanti's going to bend her elbows to about 90 degrees and press back up. Awesome, right? Look at that. Do one more. We won't do a million. Great. Now knees down, heels up. Nothing else has changed except for the knees down. Body alignment stays. Elbows bend 90 degrees. Press back up. Awesome. One more like that. Great. Nice. Take a quick break. Drop back into child's pose. We'll go through another option of a chaturanga style push-up. You ready to do those? All right, great. Come up into high plank. Stack hands directly underneath shoulders. This time we'll do the first one on our knees. So Shanti's here in her high plank. Always cue a shift forward. Bend knees to the ground. Bend elbows to 90 degrees. Shoulder never drops lower than elbow height, and elbows are stacked over wrist. Press back up to straight arms, lift knees, rock back, shoulder aligned with wrist crease. One more time, showing that low knee option. It's forward, knees down, elbows hug into side body, press back up, knees lift, rock back. All right, we'll just do 2 with knees off the ground. It's inhale, rock your weight forward. She's going to exhale, hug her elbows into her side body. Nice, she presses up and rocks back. The rock forward is really necessary so that when Shanti bends her elbows, her elbow is stacked over her wrist. Joint stacked, safest way to perform any exercise, right? Awesome, down dog, give it a little rest. Good, pedal out your feet. Walk your feet on up to your hands. Good, soften your knees, roll up. Really important as you move through putting these exercises together, always come back to neutral, strong body alignment. It's great to take a break as you're training your clients. Come back up on top of the board. Come back up on top of the board, good. Take a nice deep breath here. If nothing else, you can just alternate popping one heel at a time, lifting one knee at a time. Great. And then just stand solid. And Shanti and I work through a lot of these exercises in our basic video. We hope you watch that next and enjoy your Pono board.